Had a really good Tuesday practice today. Really liked where the guys practice. I like the intensity, the competition level. Very fast-paced. Tempo was tremendous. Like where we're at conditioning-wise. Like where we're execution-wise. I'm liking how we're coming together. I thought it was one of our better practices we've had in like I say, not in a long time, but I mean, a really, really sharp, crisp practice with a lot of focus. And happy and hope we'll continue this tomorrow and go all through the week.
A lot of hype always goes into it. It's been 30 days since you played.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's what you got to get your timing back. That's why you got to practice fast, good on good, and get the speed of the game back, and our guys are doing that really well.
With the pace of their offense, have you done any extra conditioning with these guys?
No, we do it. I mean, because Clemson and everybody else goes just as fast as they do. I mean, there's a bunch of teams now, and the way we practice our conditioning, we'll live in what we got.
In terms of what you saw today, is there anything that you think you can shore up here in the next, when we got 4
Yeah, I mean, we'll dot I's and cross T's, but I'm very pleased where we're at. I mean, we'll work on third down, red zone stuff tomorrow. Today was first and second down stuff, and reviewing that, what we did, and then but very pleased where we're at. We'll, continue to hopefully just dot I's, cross T's as we go, but I'm very pleased where we're at.
You've said to all of us before that you guys are prepared for this stage. Mm-hmm. How do you think they've handled these first few days?
I've been great. I mean, they've come to work now. When it was time to work, these guys have worked. They put their nose down and went to business. So I've been very pleased with what they've been doing.
You don't feel like the distractions in?
We've eliminated clutter. This team does a tremendous job of eliminating clutter and knowing when to work and when to enjoy things. So very proud of the way they've done that.
You have so many great skilled players, but I feel like nobody talks about the offensive line. Among the ones that you've coached, where does this one rank for you?
It ranks very high because, I mean, there's a lot of continuity, a lot of size, athleticism, intelligence in this group. It's one of the best offensive lines I've been around, really has. It really is.
How about your young kicker? Are you surprised that a freshman can come in and do what he's done?
No, because I watched him last year. I watched him in high school, and I watched how he prepared last year. And, I mean, to go out and do it, it's been actually great. And you never know, but I hate to say that. It's not that I didn't expect it. I mean, he's done a tremendous job.
When you recruit a kicker at Florida State, people go back to, the old days of the wide rights. Mm-hmm. What's your priority? Is that as a coach in recruiting?
Extremely. Long snappers, kickers, punters. All those things are just as important to me as a quarterback and a receiver and a linebacker and a defensive end because they're critical, very critical guys. And like I say, you always look past them until you need them. And those guys, to me, when you got great ones, it lets you sleep a lot better.
Let me jump way off topic. I'm from Orlando. Big win for UCF last night. Now they've been called by Sports Illustrated the fourth team in Florida. What's your take on them and what they did?
I didn't get to see much of it, but that was a great win. I know they won 52-42. They've had a tremendous, went 12-1 on the season. George O'Leary's a heck of a football coach, always has been, and I know that program's they're going to build that program. He's done a great job.
You got Marshall and Mason, and obviously the run game is their priority. How important is it that you've got the type of corners you can say, I'm putting you on an island, the safety's got other priorities?
That's critical because and your corner's got to be able to tackle. That's the other thing. I think our corners do tackle when they have to at times when we play different looks. But it is very critical that you can isolate those guys and let those other guys play the run.
What has Coach Sanders brought to this team, especially on game days?
Brings his lunch, brings his clothes. Randy's been around a long time. I've known Randy a long time. He's been in a lot of big-time ball games in Tennessee and they had a great program there for a long period of time. Was at Kentucky and did a great job. He brings experience, he brings knowledge, and he brings confidence to our team.
Follow up on that, during the week, what does he do for you in terms of game planning and scripting, all that?
Oh yeah, we all game plan together and do that, but a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, scripts are he and Dawson, Coach Trickett, and Brewer, everybody scripts, but he has a huge role in the whole offensive script and does a tremendous job of it.
You talk so much about how good that interview went with Coach Pruitt when you were looking to hire him. How confident were you that he might be the guy that before you guys went into that interview? I'd heard good things about him and felt very good about him, but till you ever meet a guy. And then the other thing, you got to see personalities, beliefs, thoughts, how you work, and how we could interact. You know what I mean? And after I met him, it was a natural, and I felt very good going in. I felt tremendously better going out, and obviously it's been a good choice. How early in the interview process did you say, he's going to be maybe that guy?
Probably about a half an hour.
How long did the interview last?
Oh, probably about 4 hours.
You had a chance to talk to Coach Saban yet?
Yeah, I talked to him over break. I've talked to him a couple of times after their game and different things going on. I haven't talked to him here recently, last week or two, but I talked to him right afterwards.
Well, if you can beat Auburn, that's probably going to help his recruiting a little bit. So is there like an extra steak dinner in it for you?
Well, you have to ask him. Tell him, Dad's going to be more than a steak dinner, dadgum.
Speaking of steak,
he can afford it.
I'm sorry, Coach. Sorry about that, Bonnie. Tonight, the Beef Bowl. Tell us what is that all about?
I hope a bunch of guys that don't eat too much. No, it's another great. It's just a great outing. You got these guys. They work and they got a big game. They got pressure, but you got to let them unwind. You got to have them get there and unwind and have a good time. And getting great steak and great food for a football team is never a hard thing to push guys toward. I promise you.
Having been at Auburn and having been at LSU, Jimbo, when you think big picture about what this win can mean, not just for your program, but for the ACC and stopping the SEC's
Yes.
long championship streak. What do you think there?
Well, I think, it brings credibility, and we all do. And the SEC deserves everything it gets. It's had a tremendous streak and a tremendous run, but there's other great football teams. But I know we do carry that burden as far as being able to win for our league and the other leagues out there, that there's great teams. And we've said all along the ACC is a great league, and it would be very important for us. Not, like I say, not only for Florida State, but for the ACC.
When you look at the offense and the most improved player, Calvin Benjamin comes to mind. I mean, so big, and yet it just seemed like the focus wasn't there. There were drops, there were opportunities that he had to really stand out last year, and he didn't. What was the seminal moment or a conversation? Is something that helped the light bulb turn on for him?
I think there was a lot of those moments in the offseason. We talked a lot. Coach Dossie did a tremendous job with him. A lot of just explaining why everything is so important. You got to remember, KB never played a lot of football. He only played a couple years in high school, then he redshirted the first year here, and then he played, and everybody had big expectations, and he would get frustrated thinking every play is a touchdown, and wanting to live up and please everybody. I told him, don't worry about that. Just play your game. But Dossie did a tremendous job of coaching him in his techniques, but also getting him to believe, and I think the trust factor that there's more to playing football than on the field. All the off-season things, conditioning, getting your body right, because he is not short on one bit, but now he's a tremendous guy, and I'm going to tell you the thing about him that's been amazing to me. Not only his work ethic, his toughness, he's highly intelligent, and that's been one of the keys too, because he understands football, and he's really bought into studying, understanding film study, and I think just the whole team in general. Coach Dossie have done a great job of that, and then you see the sky's the limit for the guy.
You
Jimbo,
talked
today
all season just about these guys, avoiding the clutter, one team, one heartbeat. What has it been like for you to see all these guys? I mean, they all consistently throughout the season sound just like you.
Well, you say that's what you want because you believe the same things, and there's a trust factor from coach to player and player to coach. And to me, that's critical if you're going to win championships and have a great organization. And they know that I've got their back, they've got my back. And it's great to hear it because they believe one thing. And when you believe one thing, it's hard to separate you, it's hard to beat you.
It seemed like Coach Pruitt today he seemed like to talk about some of the same things as far as your coaching staff having fun and not seeming like work and you guys really getting along. Does it even go that far as you guys sounded like a little
No
bit?
doubt. I mean, and the kids get to see us not always as coaches, and but we enjoy being out there coaching them, and we love, like I say, I enjoy going to work every day. I love our staff mates. I don't want our staff mates. I hate for them to break up because we have such a good time. You know what I mean? We get our work done. We enjoy being around each other, but then we understand when it's time to work. But we really enjoy being around. That's what I say about this team. This team, it doesn't play for it likes each other. And you don't always have that. Sometimes players can be on a team and play, but they don't always like each other. This team likes each other. Our staff likes each other, and I think it carries over and just creates that family atmosphere.
Why do you think that
Two
is?
more questions.
I think you got guys that come from similar backgrounds, that have a lot of the same beliefs, and I think there's a lot of trust and a lot of respect between the coaches. And then I think players that we not only recruiting talent-wise, but there's a certain type of guy that we believe with character and in his intelligence and in how he believes and what he thinks, and we're trying to recruit guys that are very similar in that way.
Jimbo, it came out today that part of your negotiation, your contract was to make sure your assistants get taken care of. And just talk about putting that priority and making sure those guys.
Well, I mean, every head coach, you want to be at the top and you want to have things, but listen, it's like a quarterback. He has to have his whole offensive team, just like Jameis had to do to get his things. The defense has to stop people. For me as a head coach, I have to have a plan and a belief of how our system works and our organization runs. But if you don't have the guys to run it and the confidence to turn things over to them and delegate those things, it's tremendous. I believe we have as good a staff as there is in the country. I mean, not only in coaching, recruiting, and definitely character-wise too. I mean, we've got great people, and I want them to be here for a long time, and I want them to be under me so we can keep achieving the things we're doing right now.
So much is being made of the margin of victory, and Auburn's had all sorts of close games. Your kids are smart. They've seen that it's 88th ranked defense. What's the mantra to make sure that there's not an ounce of overconfidence?
I mean, I think we have confidence, but I think this team is mature and understands the power of preparation, that you want to have confidence, but we take no team for granted. We bring our A game to every team we play. We don't worry about the scoreboard, and our goal is to win every play and play every play hard and not worry about all the other things.
Coach,